Hello, hello. Am I allowed to say Merry Christmas? Of course I am. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever your trip is. That's our office, the Mohegan. That's where I work from. We have other offices too on the Four Corners, but that's where I work from. And I take care of all those plants, and I have over 100 in my office. And we had some snow today, so it's a beautiful Christmas day, but no celebrating. It's not allowed. I just heard that little jerk off over there in Washington, Fauci. Don't celebrate Christmas with your family. Yeah. You know what they could go do? This is disgusting. As our cover of this week's Trends Journal shows, it's Satan Claus has come to town. The streets are dead. They would be bustling. There would be all kinds of people out having wonderful Christmas parties. They're not allowed anymore. They're not allowed. I'm your governor. I'm Governor Crap Cuomo, an arrogant little boy like just the rest of them, whether it's Merkel over there in Germany, whether it's Sanchez, a little boy of nothing, all of these people that want to run for office, telling us what to do. Gavin, the jerk over there, Andrews in Australia, one moron imbecile after another. And of course, our health exploits, like who's that? What's his name over there in Pennsylvania? Rachel Levin. Could you imagine this girl with whoever he is, this or that, don't know who he is, telling me what to do with all those chins? Lola. So it's Christmas time and we're celebrating it. You know, I had that 4th of July rally for peace and freedom. Restore freedom. We had about almost 250 people there, more. Nobody died. Nobody got the virus. Again, all the data is there. When you look at the hard numbers, it's at least 40% from elder care homes. And then the rest are mostly elderly people with pre-existing chronic conditions. And then the other ones are, obesity, type 2 diabetes. We're number one. We're number one in obesity. Anyway, let's get on to what happened today in the markets. And there's trends in the news on Thursday, December 17th, 2020. The Dow Jones advanced 148 points. And the S&P and NASDAQ composite hit both intraday and record closing highs. Hitting closing highs as everything is closed down. You know what that is. Bullshit. What'd you say? Bullshit. You got it. It's artificially propped up. Again, it's the Great Reset. The bigs are getting bigger, and all the small businesses are going out of business. You're allowed to go to Walmart. You're allowed to go to Costco. You're allowed to go to Target. No social distancing. No limitations. But you can't go to church. No. Oh, the Supreme Court said now you can. You can't go to those restaurants. And what the infection rate is what? The contact is what? One, depending on whose numbers you're looking at, 1.5 to 3%. And they're locking them down. And what else? The reason the markets went up, a leg higher came amid optimism around COVID vaccines. Isn't that great? And of course, the cheap money that they're going to be injecting into the system, about $900 billion. Jobless claims. Again, the market hits intraday highs and market jobless claims in the United States, 885,000 people last week. This is the Christmas season when they're hiring people. Not anymore. That's up. They expected 108,000. God, these numbers. Retail sales fell 1.1%. Retail sales usually go up during the holiday season. But we got slimy little Fauci, F.U. Fauci, telling us what to do. Every day they put this little arrogant clown boy out there. Every damn day. And nobody else. You're only allowed to hear one side. And what else happened? Gold up 1.5% today. Wonder why. Again, we forecast this. It's happening. Same with Bitcoin. We nailed it. Silver. Oil hit a 9-month high on the good news that the vaccination's coming out. When you look at the numbers on retail sales from Thanksgiving to Cyber Monday, they're down 14%. JP Morgan Chase and Company's tracker of 30 million credit card and debit card holders recorded a 3.5% decline in spending from a year earlier in the week through December 12th. The U.S. dollar today hit a 2.5-year low against the basket of other currencies. The dollar's trading at multi-year lows against the yuan, Japanese yen, the euro, Australian dollar. And again, the only one I see going up for any reason is China. Why would the euro go up when things are so terrible over there? Because they're being artificially propped up. And if you don't believe me, you think they rigged the markets? How about I just met JP Morgan Chase? Remember when they got caught rigging the precious metal markets? Oh yeah, we wrote about it in the Trends Journal. And by the way, it's Christmas season. You want to give a gift of truth, of freedom, of justice, of trends you won't find anywhere else, any place, a magazine that tells you what's going on, what's next, and how to prepare for it, your Trends Journal. All they're talking about in the moronic media, do you know what happened in 2020? Hey, jerk, you don't need to tell me what happened. What's going to happen next? Well, we're not going to tell you what happens next because we're prostitutes. We just get paid to put out. We got brains as small as peas. We're the only magazine that gives you the trends for the new year. And they're out now. Check out the cover of your latest Trends Journal. No, the one before that, I should say. Yep, the 2021 top 10 trends. You won't find this anywhere else. So please subscribe. Do what you can. We're fighting for freedom. We're fighting for peace, and we're fighting for justice, and we're fighting to give you every piece of information that you can use that you won't find anywhere else. And Powell, Jerome Powell, they're very optimistic now that they're going to keep pumping more cheap money in. So he is strongly saying that there's a direct link to wearing masks and a recovering economy. Hey, moron, imbecile, stupid jerk Powell, but you're allowed to say anything you want because the prostitutes allow you to say it, but they ban everybody. These stupid masks that everybody is wearing, these blue pieces of crap are worth crap. All you got to do is read the box. Crapsters, and it says it on the box. These masks do not eliminate exposure to the risk of any disease or infection. But Federal Reserve reinforces stimulus will be open-ended to spur recovery. So you're going to keep seeing more and more stimulus. More and more stimulus means more and more cheaper currencies. More and more cheaper currencies mean more and more prices going up on safe haven assets. China powers ahead with rosy figures for industry and retail. All right? China's going up. Everybody else is going down. Oh, and their economy's totally opened up. Again, this government lockdowns have put people in business out of work. And the numbers, what they're doing makes absolutely no sense. All the details are in your Trends Journal, how people staying at home do not bring down the risk. And on and on and on. There's no magazine like this one's over 80 pages. And all the data is there. It's all fact. According to a recent survey, 48% of small business owners fear they will have to shut down permanently before the end of the year. Berlin. Shops, they're closing shops. Children remote learning. Private gatherings are being limited to 2 households with maximum 5 people. They're making this crap up. I say 6 people. Hi, Merkel, 6 people. No, Celente. I'm Merkel. I say 5 people. How can people take crap from these crap heads? How can they do it? California balks at restrictions. Rodney Worth had to shut down 5 of his 7 restaurants in the Bay Area as sales plummeted while he complied with California's lockdown orders. California's lockdown crap brought to you by jerks, by imbeciles, by slimy little bureaucrats that can't find another job, that suck up to get that kind of job. I've never broken a law in my life, but I'm in survival. He's letting people eat outside. He doesn't tell them till he leaves the tables out. Here's the deal. All you little boys and girls, you should have started fighting this when it began. Again, we have survivalism trends in our Trends Journal by the late Brad Steiner, the #1 close combat man in America. The teacher of my teacher, John Perkins, of attackproof.com. When you get in the fight, you end it. You don't wait. You don't wait. Cowards wait. And then they get beat up. One poll survey asked 2,000 Americans about their experience throughout this tumultuous year and finds that 77% agree that 2020 has sent the U.S. into crisis. Oh, on and on. And then they have this thing over here. Nearly 6 in 10 people, 57%, say they do not want to learn more about how to improve their health. And they do want to learn more about how to improve their health and learn more about body's nutritional needs. But they don't know where to start. I don't know where to start. I am so damn stupid. That's why you're dying, obesity people, type 2 diabetics. And they go on with this thing. 62% of respondents also shared they struggle to find the motivation to try a new routine. 64% confess it's sometimes inconvenient for them to follow a healthy lifestyle. So stay sick and get vaccinated because that's all they're selling. Check out these covers from the toilet paper record. Healing is coming. U.S. vaccinations begin. Healing? Since when is a vaccination healing? And we've outlined this story. It is propaganda after propaganda. One piece after another. The woman that they have there, I feel like healing is coming, said Sandra Lindsay, an intensive care nurse who was among the first healthcare workers to be vaccinated on Monday. And look at these pictures, one after another. They just keep putting them up there. That's the local paper, the Daily Freeman. Healing is coming. You are not healed by a vaccination. You got it? And you look at the data here. It's a lot of nurses don't want to get this thing. Those are the biggest numbers of people out there that don't want to get it. Because they fear, because they've probably seen enough. But we have little Andy Cuomo, the arrogant daddy's boy. I believe this is a weapon that will end the war. They keep calling it a war. We have planes, trains, and automobiles moving this all over the state right now. Yep. And then they say you need 75 to 85% critical mass. The governor said, oh, the governor said, oh, if the governor said, well, the governor said, I mean, that, if he said, hey, let me get this straight. If you're vaccinated, you're safe. If you wear a mask, you're safe. If I don't wear a mask, I'm not safe. If I don't if I don't get vaccinated, I'm not safe. That's my business. So why are you coming up with this crap that you have to get all these people vaccinated when if you're vaccinated, you're safe? So why are you making this crap up? I know why, because you're Cuomo the crapster. The arrogant boy who keeps telling everybody what to do. And they all bend over and take it. Jesus. You need 75 to 85% critical mass, the governor said. And you have 49% of people who are skeptical about taking it. There's work to do. And that's what they're going to do. More work to do to shut you up so you are not free to think for yourself. You are not free to look at the data. It's one newspaper after another. One hurdle on shot convinced skeptics. Now that this is Wall Street Journal. Healthcare workers who are often required by employers to get flu shots aren't fully on board. The survey shows of 13,000 people of the American Nurses Foundation found that 36% of nurses in the U.S. wouldn't voluntarily take the COVID vaccination. 34% said they would, and 31% were unsure. The government has said the shots will be free. They're not free. They're not free. They stole our tax money, all right? And they're giving it to Big Pharma. Not Big Pharma, big drug dealers. That's who they are. Yeah, one after another, last-minute dash to assure the public of inoculation. One after another, one paper after another. Mr. Biden said, I want to make it clear to the public. You should have confidence in this. I should have confidence in what you say? You can't even speak a sentence without being drugged up. These are first-rate scientists taking their time looking at, they just rushed this thing through, jerk. Shot takers undeterred by side effects. One story after another. And they tell you the side effects. I woke up around midnight freezing, said 60-year-old retired nurse. For the next 24 hours, I had intense chills, serious neck pain, headaches. All my joints were aching. I lost about 3 pounds. But then I woke up and felt fine. It's better having 36 hours of feeling really rough than getting COVID, she said. Hey, you got it. What's the recovery rate? 99.8%. Who's dying from it? Again, all the data is there, but they keep saying it. Trials went well, but reassuring old Americans remains a hurdle. They got this big story of a guy, and they started off, he can't barely see or hear, but 95-year-old Frank Bruno says he volunteered for the Moderna clinical trial only because his nephew was doing so. And he goes on to say, I'm pretty darn frail when you get right down to it. You know, if my mother was alive, she'd be about 130, and I would recommend the shot for her. Why do I got to believe what this guy says? I just can't understand, he said, why people are afraid. Maybe because they're smarter than you. Maybe because they could read and write and think for themselves. But this is the crap of full crap piece in the toilet paper record. It's one after another. Twitter to remove tweets that spread lies about COVID vaccine. Twitter to remove tweets that spread harmful misinformation that doesn't agree with the scum, but that doesn't agree with the drug lords. Let's end it right there with what they're saying. And then finally, as we wrap it up, CNN and NBC ponder life after Trump. People at both networks know that viewers who abhorred President Trump may no longer need their nightly therapy sessions with Rachel Maddow or Don Lemon. Therapy sessions. All right? That's why you subscribe to the Trends Journal. That's why we're not giving you it. Oh, I'm going to make you feel good. I'm as dumb as you are. Oh, Celente, calm down. Calm down. Your businesses are going bankrupt. People are living in poverty. They're making up crap and destroying lives. And people tune onto this crap. What's that we used to, that Trends Journal we did with the crap, brainwashed with, there you go. There you go. And they say it out loud. Therapy for gutless little cowards. New York Police Department aims to curb soaring gun violence. Let's see. In the city, it's only gone up 96% rise. Same time last year. The chief said identifying shooters has been complicated by the widespread use of masks, and estimated that 95% of perpetrators wore them in shootings. All right? We said all this was going to happen. This is not new. It's new now for people that can't see the future, and the media can't see anything. And they only do what they want to do. You heard about the former aide that accused Cuomo of sexual harassment. The former aide to Governor Cuomo this past Sunday accused him of sexual harassment. I can never anticipate what to expect, she went on to say. Anyway, where's Me Too? Was Me Too got lockjaw? How come they're not going after Cuomo? What's wrong? It shows you how rigged the whole damn thing is. All they're doing is selling fear. They have a big story in Yahoo about this 19-year-old girl that went out and bought, this is the top story, she went out and bought to Starbucks to taste their new coffee. And she couldn't taste it. Oh, and she got COVID. Big story. Oh, she recovered right away. Yeah. You know what the recovery rate is for people 1 to 20? 99.997%. They're selling us fear. They're selling us hysteria. But they give you therapy. Therapy for the mentally ill. And we have the mentally ill, the deranged, running a city, state, and country near you. This is Christmas time. It's time to celebrate freedom, peace, and justice. And I'm a warrior for the Prince of Peace, and no one, anywhere, any place, is going to stop me from celebrating Christmas. So Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, happy whatever your religion is, whatever you believe in what you wish, and be free to be who you are. This is Gerald Celente, and that's some of today's trends in the news. The COVID-19 war has changed the world, but who's prepared? What's next? It's in your Trends Journal. Trends Journal subscribers are prepared. Subscribe to the Trends Journal. Read history before it happens. From the world leader in trend forecasting.